Man, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure. Go
yes, yes.
on.
We can hear you.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, my network, man. Anyway, big up, guys. Welcome to the coolest channel. Hope you're all good. Today I'm with Tasca G, Sejo, the realest Blue, and also hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and it will be much useful for this channel to grow. So, yeah, G, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. Tiro,
I'm all good, man. Haven't felt better now that Caicedo might start today. I feel much better. How are you guys doing?
yeah, the realest Blue. How are you, bro?
I'm fine, bro. I'm fine. I think I'll get to see my imaginary girlfriend, Enzo, get to play today.
before before we moving on, I just want us to talk about the signing of Enzo Fernandez and Romeo Lavia. How do you guys feel about these signings after so many years without a proper defensive midfielder? I don't think we signed defensive midfielder after N'Golo Kante at Chelsea. So yeah, how do you feel, Tasgachi? Finally, you signed a proper defensive midfielder. I can hear you. Can you hear him, guys?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you, sure.
You can hear Tasgachi?
No, no, I think Tuskegee is off.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure, sure, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you
Uh,
now.
all right. So I was saying that, yo, man, I'm super stoked. Because listen, like for the longest time, we've known that we needed a DM in midfield for the longest time. Because like ever since Matic left, you guys know that Chelsea hasn't been the same. Our Chelsea squad has not been the same. Anything can happen in the middle of the park. You know, it was open access. We were free. We were free to play. You know what I mean? Like anybody could just come there and just boom hit a shot from in the middle. You know what I mean? From the middle of the park because there's not any defensive midfielder just covering that back four, protecting that back four. But now that we have one, it seems, and now we have two, not just one but two. I think I think we're gonna see a new era of Chelsea again. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be like a renaissance of sorts.
And Sifo, what about you? How do you feel about these signings?
I'm actually buzzing. I agree with Tuskegee, and I definitely agree that we needed a defensive midfield, a world class defensive midfielder in a very long time. And I mean, yes, he is an established Premier League player, even though it might have been for a year now. Having two really great defensive midfielders with so much potential and have already proven themselves to have been Premier League. I think this is probably one of the best signings we've made in a mighty long time, and I'm quite excited about it because then now Enzo gets to be free. Enzo can practice his creative abilities as much as he possibly can or want. And with City knowing that we have a player like Caicedo or Romeo Lavia at defensive midfielder, so I think it's a great addition. And if he can start, I genuinely hope he can start today. I mean, there isn't a reason why he shouldn't start, but should he start, I foresee a pretty good game today. I foresee a really good game.
100%, 100%. The realist GL, realist blue. How do you feel about finally your your girlfriend getting a new partner in the midfield?
Yeah, I think I'm quite confident with Enzo, like you call him my girlfriend, because he dazzles a lot, he dances a lot in the midfield. He controls the midfield. That's what we all want to see. We want to see a player who has the quality of a Fabregas and has the strength of a Ramirez. Yeah, we missed that a lot, and I can say quite fortunately, Chelsea have had produced a number four, a world class number four in a couple of years. Going back as far as Makalili, Mikel Essien, Ramirez, and the likes of Ungolo Kante. Now we have Caicedo and Lavia. I think we are going to cook right well. If we can give Caicedo and Lavia the defensive job, the dirty work, then we have Enzo making the runs and making the passes. I think this team has lots to offer. You know, seeing them play, it seems they've been playing for like 3, 4 seasons ago. The coach came in and changed the whole mentality of the game. That is what is called a team. And still out yet. We haven't seen Cesaro and Lavia, but I believe when these guys come into the party, it's gonna be a fun-filled party. So I'm expecting us to take a total victory today. Thank you, Chicago.
Yeah, I agree. Finally, we can see Enzo Fernandez adding more assists, adding goals. Because at the moment, our rival fans are saying Enzo Fernandez is just a average player. It's not a world class yet. So I want Enzo now. As soon as he plays with Moises Caicedo, I want Enzo to add more goals and more assists. Because if you do that, ah man, it's gonna be a long day for rivals. And also about Pochettino drilling these players. You can see they are fit. Unfortunately, some others are getting injuries. Hopefully, those injuries might not affect the team going forward. But also, I'm happy with the fitness of this team. So yeah, Tasgajir. So people have been saying we should play 4-3-3 since we've had Moses Caicedo and Lavia. So is it wise to play all three of them or just play 4-2-3-1 formation?
Well, I imagine that in a more complicated game, like a big game, like let's say we're facing Real Madrid or we're facing Manchester City or something, more illustrious opponents, then I would start both DMs, you know what I mean, like Lavia and Caicedo. But right now, versus a West Ham side that has just lost its key defensive midfielder in the Rice boy, Declan Rice. I don't think that we should start with both DMs. I feel like they are ripe for the taking. You know what I mean? I feel like one DM is good enough, and we should have two eights. You know what I mean? Two creative midfielders or two tens. I'm not sure how Pochettino would set it up as per se, but I feel like only one defensive midfielder is needed for today's game, and paired up with two attacking talents in case they sit in deep.
Yeah, I
That's
agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you also. I had that thought on my mind that, for example, if you play against Man City, I think only we play with Man City. Other teams, I don't fear them that much. But Man City, oh man, Pep Guardiola can do anything, any day. So that's my thought also. Tihu, what do you think about playing three all of them?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to play all three today. Perhaps if we can play Caicedo for the first 70 minutes and then perhaps Lavia comes in the last 30 last 20 minutes just to give him some minutes in the game, sure. But sorry, but to have two of them in the squad, yeah, my take on it is we need to create as many chances as possible because I feel like we need to win this game. Yes, the first game against Liverpool we played really well. I mean, they exceeded my expectations, that's for sure. And we couldn't come out of the game with like 3 points. Sure, I mean we came out with one, but for me it wasn't ideal. And so we need a win. We need to create as many chances as we possibly can. We need to have as many players on the team that will not only create chances but have the ability to take them. And I think if we just have two DMs today, might be a little bit, or just slightly disadvantageous. I don't think, I mean, with regards to just the chances creation and taking of those chances, I genuinely think we should only have one, and that one for me should be Moises Caicedo. He should start. He's been training with the team for much longer than Lavia, for a few days maybe. But yeah, I think he's ready, and I mean he's a world class player, man. We should just start him and have Gallagher and Enzo, as our as 8 and 10 respectively, and then, or 10 and 8 rather, and then yeah, we just see how many chances we create relative to how many we take. But hopefully today we can score at least 2 goals. I don't know. I may be reaching, but I'm expecting something much better with regards to the result, um, compared to the game against Liverpool.
Yeah. So before we go to the West Ham games, I just want all your views about, like for example, what are your expectations for this season? Also, which players do you think we should add into the team so that the team can be more stronger? And also about players that we need to offload, because as a head Pochettino we would like to have at least 22, 23, sliding 24 players into his team. There's one many players. So the realist blue. What are your expectations for this season? And also, which kind of players should we add into our team?
Okay, thank you, Tibago. I think this is a very good question. We could see what happened last season. We had numbers of deadwood in the clubs. We had numbers of unhappy players. Even if we don't believe those guys were unhappy, we could see what happened this season. Most of them had to leave. Players like Mason Mount, Albert, and Ziyech. These players were unhappy staying at Chelsea. I think the squad is fair enough, to be candid. We don't really have a box large player aside from getting out Lukaku, and probably we should get Matison, a good loan deal, or Cucurella getting out of the team. I think the squad is quite fair. My expectation this season is we should be among the top six flight club. I'm not expecting a top four challenge, probably going to the Champions League this season. If we make it to the Europa League, it will be very successful season for me, because this is just a team that needs time to process, time to grow, time to change their mindsets and give them that champions mentality. It is never easy. It is never easy to build a team. So we need to take time. We need to take time. We should be less critical about how we criticize this team. Most of these guys are going to make a lot of mistakes during the season. Most of them haven't played at the highest professional level yet, but seeing them play that ball is great, and seeing them want to play for Chelsea, know what it takes to be a Chelsea player. That's all what the mentality should be about right now. So we not making top four wouldn't be a bad thing for me, but we should be among the top six. You know, that's progress, and I believe in Pochettino, his playing style. Going back to the formation, using two defensive midfielder. I think for now we don't need to
Okay.
use
Are you there?
we don't need to use yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, secondly, you just lost you and then you came back again.
Okay, sorry. That's my network here. Uh, I think we don't need to use two defensive four. If you look at Enzo himself, Enzo is more of is an attacker, but he has that defensive mindset while playing at the midfield. Cesado and Enzo would be great, but in a stage whereby we are overpowered by midfield, clubs like Man City want to dominate the midfield, then we can bring in Lavia and clubs who are good on counter attacks like Brentford. Yes, we can uh, make play of 4-3-3. But right now, I think the formation suits the guys up front, guys like Jackson. The formation give him room to move quickly and to be dependent on. So while creating a 4-3-3, then we need to depend more on the likes of Madueke, Sterling, and Drake. So I think this formation suit our style since we want to be powered at the middle of the park. So I think it's a very good formation right now. But there's always a room for change. If there's a better formation that could make these guys better, I wouldn't say no to that. But for now, I think we just need to play one four, which is Sado. I'm not sure who are going to see Lavia today, because he needs to have a total training with the guys. If we're going to see him, probably a 5-10 minutes, won't be bad for us seeing him. But I think Cicado is going to start today. So let's keep our finger crossed. West Ham is yeah, they are in trouble, right? They are in trouble. My girlfriend is going to dance. They're in trouble. Thank you very much. The coolest.
Bro, you haven't done. Which players should we add into the team from today until the end of the transfer window? Which players do you think that we still need to add?
Okay, that's for me, right?
Yes.
I don't I don't think we probably need to add any more players right now. We don't need any more big signing right now. I think we need to observe this team first. Mind you, getting a transfer wrong in this season, in this transfer window. If we bring up a wrong player right now, it's going to destabilize what the coach has created so far. So I think this team is more compact and stable right now. The only place I think we might need is probably we get another winger to complement the likes of Sterling, Madueke. If we can get a winger, I think that would be great. Kudus is right there. I'm not sure if Kudus is ready to play at. Um, can see what Crystal Palace did. Crystal Palace are just a crazy kind of people. So we can see what they did with Olise. But however, we can get a winger. I think a winger would complement our system. But at the middle of the park, I think we're fine. Defensively, we are okay. Uh, I think just a winger will be fine. A winger will be fine. That is, it is not necessary we want to play, but if we get a winger, that's okay. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Tseho, what about you? Which players should we add from now until the end of the transfer window that can make our team stronger? And also, what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
Okay, new additions. I think another goalkeeper would be fine for me. Um, I'm not I'm not entirely satisfied with just having Robert Sanchez as our only goalkeeper that we can depend on all season. So we can add another goalkeeper for me, in my opinion. Um, Perhaps another winger, but I don't have the specifics as to which ones to go for because I think as a club, Chelsea has changed the profile of the kind of players that they look for with every window that has passed. I have no idea who to go for. So whoever it is that they might think would be a great addition to the team, they might as well go for them because so far they've done well, in my opinion. And we have a great squad. It looks like we might be competitive, but it's just to see whether or not we will be able to pull through with the squad that we currently have. But in my opinion, we only need just a winger, another winger, or a goalkeeper, and or a goalkeeper. And my expectations for the season is top four, basically, and perhaps a cup. But I'm not I'm not expecting a league title this season. I am not expecting um, too much for this season. However, I do believe that we have a really competitive squad, and if we see if we can just I'm just waiting to see the first 15 games, just how many points we'll be able to accumulate in the first 15 to be able to make a sound assumption of our Premier League title hopes. But for me, it's not much of a. If we win it, it would be great. Don't get me wrong; it would be absolutely fantastic for us to win the Premier League. But I just don't think that we are there yet. I
Yeah.
think we are en route to get there. I mean, we've signed a lot of players and we've let go of a lot of. We basically have a brand new squad, and we have a new coach. We have most of the things that we have right now are basically brand new. They haven't worked well. They haven't worked together in a mighty long time, and we need that kind of connection to kind of build up over time so that we can see just where we stand with the squad that we have. But I think um, with the squads that we have now, we can be competitive. We can compete at the highest level, and it can only get better from here. To be honest, with you. We can't get worse than we already were last season. We can only get better. And because you're only as good as your last performance, the Liverpool game is the one that's obviously the most recent reference. But for today's game, if we can play any better than we did against Liverpool and be clinical and take our chances, I mean, it's a clear win for me. And we continue to play like that, continue to build the momentum with all these new players and having them, you know, build even greater relationships together. I I have I have a really good feeling in my gut that we might have a really good season. It's just I don't have any too much expectations. It's just what I hope we can end up having at the end of the season. Just a great overall season. What we had last season was trash, and I don't want to go through the experience again. But now, since everything is so new, or most things are so new, it's most of the players that didn't want to be at Chelsea are gone now, and I think that's the biggest positive step forward that you've made in this window altogether. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for the season.
Yeah, thanks too. Before I'm going to Tasga G, I just want to let people please subscribe to the channel. That will be helpful. Also, like the stream. Tasga G, uh, 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 tell us, man, what are your expectations? Which players you want before end of the transfer window closes?
Exactly. Let's get back to it. For me, if your team spends just under 170 million pounds on two players, there is no way we cannot be talking about going for the league. It's absolutely not. We have to go for the league. How do we spend? I mean, look, two of our midfielders are worth over 100 million. That is insane. We broke the record twice. And at the beginning of the season, everybody's on 0 points. Even now that we don't have an L, right? We got a draw in our first game. I feel like we should be going for the league. We absolutely should be going for the league. And I won't be a true fan if I say that my team can't do it, right? And at the same time, we have to be realists and say, can this squad actually achieve what is needed? But I think they can. I think they can. I don't think you spend 100 million, over 100 million, just under 170 million to not win the league. You have, I think Chelsea will definitely finish top two. Top two. If it's not number one by luck, it's number two by default. They have to go for the league. And in terms of players, the most one that I'm concerned about is the issue of defenders. And why I'm so concerned about it is Reece James, our captain, got injured. Yeah. Malo Gusto, before he came to Chelsea, was injured. You feel me? It's not looking good. It's not looking good already. You know what I mean? It's not looking good already. So you know what I think? I think that we need to get a player who can play right back and left back, like who can play on both wings, ideally. Because if Ben Chilwell or when Ben Chilwell gets injured, you know what I mean? Are we content with seeing Mark Cucurella, God bless him, start on the left hand on the left hand side? Are we really content with that type of that is haram? For me, Cucurella, I want to see him in midfield. I don't know what you guys think, but I need to see him in midfield. Let's see what he can do in midfield. And on another issue is that Jackson was a bit isolated in the last game, yeah, like what Pochettino mentioned. And I feel like we need to get somebody who can play as close to him. So I feel like Gallagher would do a good thing because he loves a shot. You know what I mean? I feel like he's a better goal scorer than Mason Mount, and I'm so happy Mason Mount left my club. Here we go. And I think in terms of another addition that we actually need, because now I'm just waxing lyrical about nothing. Another addition to what we need a striker. Because if Jackson gets injured, what are we doing? What are we really doing? We need a striker and we need a right back. I'm not really concerned about the goalkeeper situation. Robert Sanchez can play all whatever games. 38 games that he can do it absolutely fine. But we need a striker and we need a right back. And the striker I'm looking for is Vlahovic. Yeah, that Dusan Vlahovic, whatever his name is. We need to bring him in because I don't think that we should always be hiring like the same type of profile. If we get the kid from Arsenal, isn't the kid from Arsenal? Isn't he a bit like Jackson and Broya in a way? Vlahovic, he is, right? So Vlahovic is a striker that is like a fox in the box, yeah? He's technical, he's not that fast, but he can score from set pieces, right? Not just speaking to his heading ability, but I'm talking about like his striking ability, like free kicks, yeah? And that's the player we need to go for. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree with you. People on the chat, just let us know what are your expectations for this upcoming season. So, for me, my expectations, Saskaji, you're right. If we have a chance, let's go for the league. But to be real, man, top four for me is the bare minimum. Top four is a match for us. We need to go back to Europe. We need to go back to being the best again. But also, I think this season is a blessing in terms of these new players getting to know each other, building a relationship and stuff. So I think this season will be good for us in terms of building that relationship for these new players. We have a new team, so they need to gel. They need to have a good relationship. They need to have chemistry in the pitch and stuff. So I'm definitely happy about that. In terms of adding new players, I want a new goalkeeper. It seems like we're gonna get a new goalkeeper from America, but it's a Serbian goalkeeper. So I'll be happy too because I don't want to depend a lot on only one goalkeeper. What if he gets injured? What next? Also, in terms of a right back, I'm happy for Malo Gusto so far, and also Disasi can play as a right back also. So I'm not worried more about that position. As long Ben Chilwell get fit enough so that he can get more games, and then Cucurella can have a fair game time. So in terms of my issue is the left back situation. Cucurella can defend well, even Ventura can defend very well, but Chilwell is good going forward. But defensively, I think they are both poor. So hopefully they can improve on that, and then I'll be happy. And also another player, I think we need another right winger. For example, Chegi, Kudus, or whoever Chelsea scouts get. And also, I want a striker. I want a different type of a striker. If Jackson is not available, we need another different type of a striker. Also, Brocha is not that 100% fit. So what if Jackson get injured today? What next for us? So I don't want to see fans say, "Oh, we have Jackson. We should not buy another striker." No, we're Chelsea. We deserve to have two best players each and every position so that they can compete and give us results. I don't care who plays, is the stress of the coach, not for me as a fan. I want results. I want victories. We need to go back to our level best. And then I'm so happy that we're getting into that for now. So, guys, let's go to the West Ham game. What is your score for prediction for this game, and then also which players would you like to play this game? So I'm gonna give Taskaji a task just to put each one of the panel his preferred lineup on the screen. So, Sihu, which lineup would you like to play for today's game?
Okay. Well, number one, Robert Sanchez, uh, Malo, Silva, Levi, and Chile, back four. And then add have two with Caicedo and Enzo. Have a CAM of Kana Gallagher, Mikhailo Mudrik, Noni Madueke if he's available, or Sterling, and then give me Jackson up front. That's my squad. Give me Jackson up front. Give me Mudrik. Give me Sterling and Noni. Give me Connor at the CAM position. Give me Enzo and Caicedo in the middle of the park. Give me Gusto. Give me Silva, Colwell, Chile, and then Robert Sanchez at the back. That's my squad, my preferred squad anyway for the for tonight's game, for today's game.
Yeah, so
Wait, coolest Charles, can I ask Tejo a question?
yes,
Tejo,
cool.
don't you think that that defender who scored versus Liverpool, don't you think he deserves a shout? You know?
Who's that? Disasi
Yeah.
over who? Tiago. Because I don't want to
Over
call him.
Caldwell.
Nah, bro. Absolutely
Why?
not. Absolutely not. I really love Colwell, bro. I like the way this kid plays. I love pretty much everything about him. I love just his spatial awareness, his positioning, his passing ability. He is that guy. I really, really, really like Levi Colwell. If it was up to me, he'd play all 38 of the games in the Premier League, all of them, and not miss a single minute. I would have him in my team 100% every single day, without a shadow of a doubt. Disasi is a great defender, don't get me wrong. And I think perhaps he could maybe, I think that he can play centre back. Perhaps whenever Thiago is not starting, we can start with him. But in my opinion, Levi is a squad player. He is quite literally that guy. He is that guy. He's got the dog in him. I like him. I would rather only have Levi Colwell as a consistent player at the back than anybody else. Oh well, including James and Chile. But then again, I can't ask for too much because, well, we've seen what happens when we play them all the games in every competition. They just get injured a lot. So, irrespective of that, I would like to have Levi Colwell in all the time, every game.
So Tasca, do you agree with you in terms of the lineup? Do you like the lineup?
I do like the lineup, but I'm more concerned that when facing West Ham, this is like, a team of really top players, you know what I mean? And in our squad, if you're looking at it, like, we don't have much top players, yeah? And that's why I'm giving, is it this, I don't know how to pronounce this fella's name. What?
Disasi,
Disasi.
Disasi.
Disasi, exactly. So I'm trying to give Disasi a shout just based on the fact that we need height. We need height. Is Caldwell really the one we're looking at for this match? For this match, or I could compromise and say start Caldwell and then end up, with Disasi in the second half of the game, because I don't know. I feel like if this team gets a free kick, yeah, or a corner, we're gonna need Disasi. We're gonna need this guy. So that's my only um concern. Is over Caldwell. Is he the best choice for this matchup?
But also, Tascaji, remember, I think in terms of football, balance, balance is very important. I want a left centre back and a right centre back into my team. So that's why, like, Liverpool, for me, Liverpool quite well doesn't need to be a bench into this game. And also, you're right in terms of Disasi. He deserves a fair chance just to be more confident after scoring that goal for Chelsea. So that's a big headache for Mauricio Pochettino. Is either he plays those Levi Disasi or play back there again, but we are not sure yet. It's up to him. So we will wait and see. The realest blue. What can you add here? And then also, are you happy with the lineup?
Let's not be
Adi?
too. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can, okay, I think let's not be too judgy. Kowi is fine. I think we also have a great Liverpool team. In the first half of the game, Salah was giving him a bit of problem, but in the second half, he had to do his job quite well, and he was so decent while doing his job. I think Cole is more calm and more physical at the back. If you're looking for a defender that is good in the air and that will give you that
Can you talk
central
a
ability.
little bit louder?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, I think if you're looking for a player who is more technically compact, I think Cole is just gonna do fine. So in my team, I'm gonna keep Cole Sanchez in goal. I'll keep Kobe. I'll keep Thiago Silva, and um, I'll keep what's his name again? That guy coming in for James.
Disasi,
No, aside from Disasi, this
Gusto.
Gusto, yeah, Malo Gusto. Sorry, pardon me. Then I'll keep Chiwell as well. Then moving to the midfield, I'll keep Sisado and Enzo Fernandez. Then I'm gonna put Chukwemeka up front instead of Galaga because I actively believe Galaga can, whenever we rest Enzo for a few minutes, Galaga can come in place of Enzo at that midfield. So I'm gonna play Chukwemeka up front. Then I'm gonna go for the wings. I would like to see Madueke today. We need more of an offensive player, someone who can go into the opposition box. Someone who they can foul in the oppositional box. I think Sterling has been a little down these days. Sterling has not been the Sterling we used to know. So probably we'll give him time, and I hope Sterling becomes the great player we know. Then I'll keep Modric. Then my guy is at the front. Jackson. Jackson is gonna be doing the bullying and the running. I think that's a good thing for me.
So can you Chekamega will do better than Kana Galaga today if you play him?
One thing about Galaga is getting more of defense more than offense, because although Galaga has the power to shoot from any type outside the box, but one thing about Chukwemeka is his link up play. He's going to connect the ball well with the guys at the front. He could swiftly connect with Jackson more than Galaga. What Galaga can just offer at that front is probably a shot when it's necessary. Then the physical presence. Galaga is more of a physical person. You saw what he did against Liverpool. He was doing the whole marking and going up, going down. So he's more physical. But when we talk about Chukwuemeka, I think he has the more intelligent capacity to link up with Jackson more than Galaga at this point in time. It is just my opinion. It is just my opinion. But I feel Galaga, we should see what Chukwuemeka would do at that position today. Then before we would judge him, let's see what he can do today before we could judge him. I'll keep him there ahead of Galaga, because Galaga can come in the second half and can be a game changer for us. I think it's better that way.
Okay, guys, what is your take on this?
You this guy, the realest chess man. Man, are you talking about starting Madueke when he's coming back from a long injury? I mean,
No,
is
not
that
Kani Chekameka.
no? But he said Madueke, right?
So wait. Sorry. I don't know he's coming back from injury, because I heard the coach said he's ready to play. So I feel if a coach can tell you he is ready, the guy is ready to play. He's in training. He's already doing what he ought to do. So I don't believe if a coach tell you I'm going to start this player, he's not mentally ready. We can have Enzo out from injury and bring him back to play, but nobody will complain. But why saying um, Madueke shouldn't start? If the coach thinks he's ready to play, he wouldn't have. He should start. I think he should start. And if the coach doesn't think he's ready to play, then the coach will have said, okay, I'm going to give him maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes game time. So I think if he's ready mentally, I don't feel Stanley right now. To be honest, I don't feel Stanley right now. Stanley should. We need a lot from Stanley right now. We need a lot from Stanley. Stanley should be that leadership player at the front, but he's not portraying that right now. We can see what he did in preseason. He's not really gelling with the team. So why not give the boys who are ready to play the chance? Then probably if Stanley is coming up from the bench, he's going to find his form back. So that's what I feel. That's what I feel. But if you feel Sterling is better than Madueke in that position right now, I wouldn't argue that with you. But for me, what I'm saying, I think Madueke is more better in that position than Sterling currently, because Sterling form is not really good at the moment. He loses ball.
Yeah, Sterling is trash. Let's not dispute that. This man is trash. Like, yo, how could they pay this man all this money for the goals he doesn't score? But you know what I'm trying to say, the realist. I'm trying to say is that even Kante, when he came back from injury, you'd normally see him coming in second half of the game, yeah. And now you're facing a side which is like West Ham, yeah, which is a little bit what can I say, compact, right? They park the bus a lot. I feel like why should we put Madueke in such a position when he's coming back from injury? Yeah, I feel like introducing him in the second half would be a little bit. It'd be much better for him. Yeah, he can ease into the game when there's like less pressure and stuff like that. and also he's a young player. You know what I mean? I feel like when you play a side that sits at the back, you're gonna need more experienced players. But in a case where your point does make sense, I feel like it's in the number 10 role. You know, I think like players like Andre Santos, they need to actually show why we're keeping them at the club. I mean, for sure. Let's say what's the guy's name? Nkuku, he got injured, yeah? And he was the one who's gonna be playing behind Jackson. But if we actually go and sign an Nkuku replacement, what are we saying Andre Santos is? Is he an 8 or is he a 10? And can he be a 10? Can he play in advanced midfield? That's where I'd apply your logic to, is in the center attacking midfield role.
Okay, Zero. So, what is your thought?
Um, I know Nani was injured for the longest time, so in my opinion, I don't think he's ready to start the game. But if Pochettino sees that he is ready to start, then by all means, because he's one of those that will probably be a superstar for us because he plays some fantastic football. Rather, he's quite a great creative winger. Sterling plays trash for now, but I still have some. I mean, maybe it might be naive of me, to still see or think of Sterling as a world class player and can potentially be more for us in the long run. Even if he can get to his best now, that would be great because then he'll prove me right. But then again, um, Sterling, I really like Sterling, not for what he has given us, but what he can give. I know he hasn't given us much. We've seen glimpses of him, and he's scored great goals for us, but he hasn't really been that guy yet. And he can be. He can be that leader. He can be that guy up front. He's got that. He's got that in him. So we just maybe we just don't have the patience for him. But then again, it's he's getting paid a hell of a lot of money. He should be hitting the ground running. This comes with the big price tag of his wages. But then again, we the loss of Ngungu was crazy, and the fact that he's going to be out for months is even crazier. And we have about how many injuries now? Seven of our first team players are currently injured. It's not good for us at all. But the depth in our squad is there. The depth in the squad is there. They we may have depth with inexperienced players, but we have quite a few really talented players that show great potential, and I think we have pretty much the best manager to get the best out of these kids. And I mean, what's our average age now in the team? What are we, like 22, 23 average age overall? That is insanely young, and we don't have a lot of experience in there. We don't have a lot of champions in there. We do have champions, some here and there, but not really a lot. So these kids need to build very good relationships so that they can start winning trophies together, start winning games together, start building that momentum together. And for me, if we have a strong team every single game week, that should guarantee us some consistency in terms of performances and points. And I think we shouldn't field as a team that is less experienced, or that is less not less experienced, but a team that is lesser than the best that we have, because of a certain opponent. I don't think we should take anybody for granted. We need all the points we can get. We need all the wins we can get. We generally need to start winning every single game that we play for. Every game that we go into, we need to go into that game wanting to win that game. Yes, we're not always going to win them. That's the reality of law. But the expectation is there. Just feel that's one of the biggest problems we've had in the last 3 seasons, is that we didn't have a consistent squad that we could field the entire season. We didn't really know what our best 11 was, and should we field that 11 for a consistent period, we probably would have had better success than we did. And that was our biggest concern, our biggest issue. Our squad was too big. We were trying to keep everybody happy, get as many players as possible, just switching up the squad a lot. But if we field our best players every single game week, we should gain some traction. We should get some momentum. We should be able to compete against all these other teams that are performing way better than us. Because at the moment, until the game against West Ham is finished, there's not much. There's not much that I can expect from my team right now. But if we put in our best team all the time, yeah, I fear for other teams. Not for me though. Not for us. I fear for all these other teams because we have a really promising squad. And yeah, I think for us, we should just take full advantage of the fact that we have these squad of players and just feel the best team every game, right? It doesn't matter if we're playing Nottingham Forest or Manchester City. Just feel the best game, the best team every single game. I want to start seeing us winning games by 4 goals, 5 goals, or something like that because we are overpowering the other team. I want to start seeing that. So I don't want us to sit back and say because we're playing West Ham, we can field a certain squad because no, bruh. Let's put in the best squad every single game, and anyone else that wants to be in that team will have to fight for that position. And that's what I would like to see from this team. I'd like to see that much consistency. I want to see them building relationships. I want to see them linking up together as well as they did in the summer series. I want to see all of that. And we can't do that if we keep switching up our team a lot like we did the last 3 seasons, or the last 3 years rather. But yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even Mauricio Pochettino said it that he needs a small squad to work with. It's not helpful to have many players in the dressing room. Some of them they don't get enough game time, and unhappy dressing room can cause problems to the manager, to other players and stuff. So as hopefully from now Chelsea will try to work out the best as they can to shorten up that squad, at least if not 22, 23 that they want, at least 24. Maybe that'll be much better. So hopefully they'll do that. And guys, before we wrap it up, just give me your final thoughts about what we've talked about. Also, your score prediction for today's game against West Ham. So, Taskaji, from I'm gonna start to you, then the Realist Blue, then Seho.
All right. So you said that we should say our score prediction and our what again?
Your final thoughts about what we've been talking about today.
Oh yeah, today. Oh yeah, my final thoughts. I think that we really need to pay attention to, is it Ukochuko, that the defensive midfielder we first signed. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that guy has got what can I say, he's not finished, yeah, but he's got this rawness about him in the tackle, in his physicality, and I think that he deserves a shout because I'm saying that we're playing like a team with top players. Yeah, he's got a bit of height on him. I think that second half we might just see him come on. Yeah, him and Sasi. I don't know. That's what I think. And as for the score line, I think it's gonna end up as 2-1, 2-1 or 2-0, but definitely 2 goals for Chelsea.
And then Realist Blue.
I think Pascal G is probably on my mind somewhere because I was about to say 2-0. 2-0. Chelsea a uncomfortable win. I see us keeping a clean sheet today. It's gonna be a tough match, but at the end of the day, our quality is gonna matter. I think 2-0 is fine with me.
Yeah, clean sheet will be very important. I just want us to keep on keeping a clean sheet. See, what about you?
Uh, fantastic stream and session we've had today. And for me, in closing, I think we are up for a really entertaining season. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be our best. I hope it will be, but for sure, it will be the most entertaining season that we've had. Well, in the last 2 years or so. Final score predictions: 3-0 Chelsea. I want us to win big. I want us to enjoy ourselves on the pitch, and I hope we should get a clean sheet and maybe at least 2 goals. And so for me, I'm hoping for a 3-0 score prediction overall.
From my side, I'm hoping my 2-0 Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez score his first goal for Chelsea, and Nicholas Jackson scored a goal today. So, guys, thank you very much for making time for this stream. Also, people on the chat, please subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, and then see you next. From following week up. Maybe I'm gonna do that on Tuesday or Wednesday. The match analysis against West Ham. Hopefully we win, and then so that we can have a very successful stream also. Because it's not helpful to talk about a game that we lost or that we didn't do well. So, guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Have the chance.